right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean it happened with
Records.
cassettes, so yeah, just
Says we're live.
just give it a few years.
It didn't happen with cassettes?
Yeah.
So this week's show is going to be a little bit shorter for the YouTube people, but you can always go to the MP3 version or the, regular podcast version and check it out. But
That's
for the rest of us,
interesting.
we're about to start recording again.
Do you need me to do the Pokemon again?
No, I certainly don't need that.
I just want you to know that, like, I don't find any.
I don't
fun
do
in that.
anything.
I hate all of you people.
All right, hold on. Okay, we're back. We're doing the show again. We're picking up where we left off. Nikki Hill, say something.
I made everybody laugh at work.
Did you do go through YouTube last week?
Did you go through YouTube last
No.
week?
I know
I did
a couple
go
weeks
through
ago
it.
you had trouble because
No.
of Google and YouTube, right? Something there was
Yeah,
trouble.
The problem
Google
that I
Chrome.
had was Chrome
Oh, but
with
it was because
auto leveling.
YouTube wouldn't-
Microphone's here. He's like talking to the ceiling.
No, you're right then. So it was Chrome, which is Google.
They are both Google, yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand this.
I don't understand
They're messing you up.
technology.
You had a flow,
Technology.
and they're messing with your flow.
Okay,
They're putting in dams
let's
and
get back.
diverting all your.
I see your
energy.
comment.
They're putting transmitters into my brain.
I
while
see
I'm
you're
asleep.
saying it's choppy. I don't know what to tell you, but we're going to continue.
Why do I even
YouTube.
come here?
Moving on. Did you hear the rumor?
YouTube, more like. Can I say it?
PewTube.
Yeah,
Oh,
guys,
I thought you were
no.
gonna say poo tube.
that's what I was
Guys,
gonna
no,
say.
stop.
Okay.
Crap screen.
The rumor is Alan Wake is coming to the Switch.
Yeah, I heard that rumor.
You
Well,
played Alan Wake, right?
No, no, ma'am, no.
Did you really not play it?
I did not play it.
Really? Did you play it?
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
All right, maybe that's what it was.
The game is not.
Do
fun.
Michael's played it too?
That's probably.
That's probably what it is. Okay, I knew somebody else played it.
Yeah.
I really liked it. Did you like it?
I really.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I mean it's not really a scary game. It's I don't know. Got some.
What the hell is that?
It's got some chills, I guess. You could
Yeah,
say.
it's got a whole vibe to it.
Yeah, I think.
It's weird.
Would you say they were going for like a Twin Peaks kind of feel?
Oh, they were 100%
'Cause-
going for Twin
yeah,
Peaks. Yeah, they're
it-
inspired by Twin Peaks with everything that they do.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Yeah, they're big fans of Twin
Even
Peaks. in
Max
general.
Payne.
I
Maybe-
mean, I
maybe
know
not
they're a
so
big
much
fan
Max Payne.
of Twin Peaks. I need to play Max Payne again because when I played the original Max Payne, I hadn't seen Twin Peaks yet. But just thinking of both my mind, I can't draw any connections between the two other than just like a general weirdness. Hello, Neo Nyan.
I don't remember much. Like subtle
end.
humor or whatever. I don't remember much. What was I saying?
I just remember
Like the
like walking through the woods and killing monsters with a flashlight.
Yes, there's lots of that. Yes, you have to light up the like shadow
Is it-
people with a
Is
flashlight.
it like a mag light? Because those things, yeah, they're like clubs. I carry one when I walk.
I remember that,
sometimes.
and you don't you shoot a flare gun?
Oh yeah,
instead
that's
of
right.
a-
You have flares too.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I really liked the game, and I thought the like the mechanics of shooting things felt really good. I liked the like sizzle of the flashlight when you were hitting the shadow enemies, whatever they were. So because it
Yeah,
was
and-
like you had to like light them up to a certain point to defeat them. So it'd be like, and then they'd pop, and then you could take them out.
That's like one of the few games I've played where like the instructions say like to do this, lightly hold the button, but don't press it down all the way.
I
That's,
don't remember that.
yeah, I remember thinking how weird that was.
What
I
was
was
that
like,
for,
I've
like-
never done that in a game before.
Focusing the light or something?
Yeah, that's something to do with
you're
operating
right,
the
'cause you could
flashlight.
have like the wide cone of the light and then
Yeah, that was it.
focused it in, but that ate up more batteries.
I don't know why that's like one of the few things I remember about the game.
What
It's
a
different. for
what
you.
a revolutionary game. But yeah, the rumor is that it's coming to the Switch, and that fits in nicely with some
That's-
information about
Is there a
Remedy. No, there hasn't been a sequel, and people want a sequel.
There was
They
some
have a
kind
new
of
game coming
DLC,
out.
but I never played it.
They have a new game out.
It is out. What is it called?
It is out. It is called Control.
Oh,
No,
that's what you
Control.
played last week.
Uh-huh.
Control.
It's all coming together.
So yeah, rumor is it's coming to
It
the
is
Switch. We will see if that
happening
actually pans
again.
out. But I think, wow, I think it's a good fit. Jesus2 says, when I first played through Alan Wake, it just made me. Bless you.
Nope.
It just made me think this game was just gritty Luigi's Mansion. I mean, they do share some similarities, although you don't vacuum up ghosts in Alan Wake.
Yeah, Autumnal Blake caught me coughing.
But Alan Wake is a lot of fun, and I really enjoy the game. Autumnal Blake gets the best screen caps of everything.
Did you ever, Romy? Did you ever play the DLC?
Yes,
For Alan Wake, because I didn't.
yeah, I played everything. And the game is not fun. The game sold well, but it didn't it wasn't like a
huge
big blockbuster or anything. So it'd be nice to see it get another chance to find an audience. So apparently it's not going to come to just the Switch. If this rumor is true, it'll be like a remaster, or technically, I guess, a remaster for all platforms, but Switch included. So just hopefully with all that stuff, it will it'll find an audience, because I really liked it, and I am surprised to learn you didn't play it.
I didn't have the system it was on.
360.
I guess I did have the system it was on.
Yeah.
It was on Xbox 360, right?
That's what I played it on.
Well, there you go. We got a new Pokemon this week.
Maybe I was too scared to play it.
Probably. Yeah.
I kind of always wanted to, so I'll just add that to a list of games I'll probably buy and never touch.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Sounds good.
Everybody's got a backlog.
Yeah.
A new Pokemon was.
Oh, look at that! He's got a GIF of me showing my GIF to Kirby.
That's not a GIF. That's just a picture.
Sorry. He's got a photo of me showing the photo he took of me to Kirby.
Whoa.
The new Pokemon is Surfetched.
Let's keep it going.
An evolution of Farfetch, which is what people were expecting it to be. So it turns out the speculation was true. Surfetched is a wild duck Pokemon.
See, he should make it. Sorry.
It's a fighting
Keep going.
type. It's 2'7".
2'7".
Whose job is it to read
It's
Pokemon?
257 pounds.
I don't want to hear the description. What was it in?
And it has nothing. It's
What-
making its
end of
debut
story.
in Pokemon
What
Sword and
manga
Shield.
was it in?
Then Mom Brady can talk about it.
Hear about the manga. So people were very excited to see that this Pokemon is finally getting an evolution. And it is only for I'm sure it'll be in the anime at some point, but game-wise, you're going to get it in Pokemon Sword and Shield, and that's it. Fish has the top-rated comment and says, I guess you could say he was leaked. Leek, because Farfetched holds a leak, as does Surfetched. Yes, Nikki Hill? Oh, you were going to say something, Kirby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What he should do is make a GIF of that image where it's like a never-ending, like
into the hole.
Yeah, exactly. Just like
or pulling out, right? Forever pulling out of the phone. Either way,
onto the image.
For some reason, my mind can't forever push into the image, but it could forever zoom out of the image.
What are you talking about?
I can't
Are we all
imagine. I can't imagine it going like the image going into my phone forever, like image into an image into an image. But I can imagine it pulling out.
Yeah. See, the image is of
Forever,
Nikki Hill
yeah,
holding
forever.
an image of himself.
Okay.
So yeah, you've seen
Saw
GIFs
the
like that.
photo.
Where, you know what I'm talking about.
Halo says,
Forever
forever
pulling
pulling out. That's a good approach.
Pooping back and forth forever.
We have some information on Super Mario Odyssey 2. The game in Japan, when it comes... Go ahead, just do it.
The game is not fun.
In Japan alone, physical copies only has managed to move 2 million units. Again, that's just Japan. That puts it in a very select group of games, including Smash Bros. Ultimate, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and Splatoon 2. I feel like that's a serious question.
Who is Cappy?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people probably want to know.
Not listening to this podcast, they know.
Yeah, but there's probably people out there who don't know who Cappy is. I mean, you're just automatically playing to your crew.
Yeah, I write for my audience.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Your audience.
If I was going to explain everything every time I talked about it, then I would never be done ever. I half the stuff I write every day makes no sense to people who don't follow video games.
What is a Nintendo?
Do you really not know who Cappy is?
I don't think I
No,
know
I do.
either.
It's he's Bowser's nephew or something, right?
Cappy is the name of Mario's hat in Odyssey.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
right.
Because
What's
it's
his
like
hat's name?
inspirited by a ghost.
Name my hat for me.
Frank, I think.
Hi, Frank.
Everything is right.
Frank.
First comment comes from Autumnal Blake, and he says, "This game was really unadulterated fun, and there was so much variety to keep it interesting. I really expect that we'll get a sequel soon. My main hope for that would be more memorable music." Well, I'm with you on a more memorable music quote there, my friend, because there are some songs in there that are amazing, but there's a lot that I feel are quite forgettable, which was surprising to me. But it is what it is.
Yeah, but if you forget about them, you have more room for other stuff in your head. So
I
that's like a
don't know
blessing.
that I have a limit.
What?
You're like Homer Simpson, like, oh, I know this now, so I pushed out 2 other things.
Yeah.
That's how my brain works.
Like when I took that home winemaker's course and I forgot how to drive.
But you
That's
can't,
because you were drunk.
you can't
And how?
say that it pushes things out, because then that means you're remembering that it pushed them out.
But having to remembering it getting pushed out means I'm losing more memories. Oh no!
Memory
And then I'm going to
section.
remember losing those memories because I have my other lost memories, and my memories have lost memories, and now I'm losing it all.
What's wrong with you?
You got it. I'll talk about that later. Yeah, let's do this. European downloads. What did our friends in Europe get? They got Angry Bunny's Colossal Carrot, which is free.
Now,
It's a free game. I hear it's terrible.
Is it multiple bunnies or one bunny and it's his carrot?
Multiple bunnies.
Oh, what is
Any
that?
relation to Angry Birds? Is it like a
It's-
ripoff?
A ripoff of
Okay.
Angry Birds.
Oh,
yes.
Angry Bunnies.
Whoops,
Plural
sorry.
bunnies.
Oh, that reminds me of a
Not. Oh, you did. Okay.
that reminds me of
I
a
was
bad
literally
joke.
Trying to open the storage.
Literally just asked that.
Guys,
Open-
guys,
yeah, Angry
What,
Bunnies.
what do you get when you pour boiling water down a rabbit hole?
PETA.
Rabbit stew.
Hot cross bunnies.
We need a rim shot on there.
Yeah.
I like that.
See, that's a British joke because yeah, cross
Because
means
they hate
angry.
rabbits.
It's not, because cross means angry.
Well, I didn't follow because you didn't say it with an accent.
Hot cross bunnies.
Yeah.
Please go to the chat.
Um,
Real Fishing Road Trip Adventure, Rebel Cops, Jet Cave Adventure,
Road trip!
Castle Crashers Remastered, Lego Jurassic World, Neon Drive, Paper Dolls Original, Arcade Archives Time Tunnel, which is a game from 1982. Let me just read the description to you because it's amazing.
We're from 1982.
Yeah.
Connect train carriages, pick up passengers, and transport them to the space station. Skillfully change the railway points to maneuver the train, avoiding any obstacles. This is about a train that travels through time.
what are you reading? I'm trying to
Whoa.
follow, and I'm losing.
Overland is available. No, is
yeah,
it
what's about
available?
that?
What's about
What is about
that?
That
that?
image.
What is about
interests
that?
me, that art style doesn't mean I'll like it.
Well, here, let me tell you about it.
There was another game
Take-
that has similar art style that I saw, something with cops.
Take care of a group of travelers on a post-apocalyptic road trip across the United States in this turn-based survival game.
Where are you looking?
There you go. Sayonara Wild Hearts is available. Ball Attraction. Omen Exitio. Plague.
Oh, it's not
Inferno
Plague.
2. Devil May Cry 2. Lost Castle. Police Stories. That's the other game you were talking about. Puzzle Quest, The Legend Returns, Grid Autosport. For those who are looking for a racing game that are somewhat simulation, Grid Autosport is apparently the way to go. And I hear it's quite good. Neo Cab got a demo. Scheming Through the Zombie Apocalypse, The Beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye bye, Wilbur.
Scheming.
Fairly
you're-
well, Charlotte.
you do-
Scheming
you
through.
old
You
schemer.
do this perfectly. If you're really far back, you're too quiet. If you get up on the mic, you yell into it. You don't have to do that. If you're here at the mic, you can just talk normal volume.
Welcome to the GoNintendo podcast, where
Um,
Rami Cowboy judges the way we talk
I
in the
get
microphones.
emails all the time where people are like, just have people get closer to the mic. And I go, okay, I will make sure to tell them. And
You know what?
I thought you were going to yell into it.
If you think it's so easy,
I mean, I think it's pretty easy.
it's not.
Talking closely to the
No, I mean,
microphone.
just doing the whole
It
shit.
is so hard. It is so hard.
You know what?
guys just don't understand.
I could be sleeping right now or
I
playing
mean,
my new
that's
favorite
something
game.
you could be doing all the time. Spellworm is available. Hidden, Zenith, not the TV company. Are they still around?
I had a Zenith. There was
That's
a
a good
Zenith in this
question.
very house. I think the Zenith was what went to college at that apartment.
I don't remember. Nino Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. If you haven't played Nino Kuni before, I highly recommend it. And that's coming from someone who is not an RPG person. It's such a fantastic, magical adventure.
Like the White Witch.
I haven't. Who's the White Witch?
I think this
from?
is a different White Witch.
I'm going to
from
guess
Narnia.
Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Not just Lion the Witch. and the
I think we
Wardrobe.
all know who the real enemy is in that series. Mr. Tumnus.
Rami cannot stand Mr. Tumnus.
Well, he was a
Thanks,
traitor.
Aloe Wolf. We'll see you later.
Yeah, and he
He
felt,
was a dirty traitor.
but he,
But yeah, he has a redemption arc.
yeah,
I
he was
get
on the right side of things.
Not with
and-
me, he doesn't.
And later, he goes on to be played by the one and only James McAvoy.
Mr. Tumnus, more like Mr. Bumnus.
Why? I don't understand why you don't. Why
Who's
don't you
Mr.
like him?
Tumnus?
He's
The
the
fawn.
half goat man
He's
or
a
whatever he
fawn.
is.
Oh,
He's
so
the one that
was-
woos
That
the kids in the
befriends
first
Lucy.
place.
Oh,
talking to
kids.
somebody.
And no one gets wooed in. They go in on their own, and it's Lucy.
You're making him sound like a pervert.
Yeah.
He entices them.
No, he doesn't entice anyone. Lucy goes in by herself and meets Mr. Tumnus, and they hang out for a little while, and he plays the flute for her, and she falls asleep, and that's when he's supposed to take her to the White Witch, but he feels bad about it, so he doesn't, and he helps her get out.
Yeah.
And then, just for the record, the White Witch turns him to stone, so he's pays for what he did.
Can we just talk about the name?
Mr. Tumnus?
And then Santa
Yeah.
Claus shows up.
Tumnus sounds like you
Father
have like
Christmas.
a stomach
Right,
ache
sorry.
or something.
Mr. Tumnus?
Oh, I got a
what Mom
tumnus.
Brain failed to say is
I got a tumnus going on.
what Mom Brain
Santa
failed to
Claus
say
shows
is
up, and Jesus is a lion, and some other stuff happens.
Right,
Um,
exactly.
Mr. Tumnus's flute is the skin flute. That
Will you stop making him into a pervert?
he's a terrible. I was going to say human being, but he's not. He's a terrible
He's only
creature.
half human.
Fun.
He's a terrible human.
Moving on.
Untitled Goose Game. Niflheim. AI, the Somnium Files. Again, that's from the 999 developer. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Ori and the Blind Forest got a demo.
Comes out next week.
Not what I thought I was going to get from you.
Yeah, I don't think Nikhil's going to ever start that game.
I thought you were going to be like, does that crash too? Does that-
Oh.
I guess not. Never mind. So now you know Ori and the Blind Forest is getting a demo, so I don't need to mention that story.
It's not even. It's not. They say it's a demo, but it's the full game. They can't get the whole thing running.
Let me move on to North America, and then we'll read the comments. Available in North America is Dead by Daylight, Untitled Goose Game, Nino
What is
Kuni,
Dead by Daylight?
Wrath of the White Witch.
Is
Dead
that-
by Daylight is the one that's basically a horror game where
That you play with like four of your friends, like a group of friends, and it's like a horror hide and seek game or something.
I mean, sure, that's.
That sounds like fun.
I mean, you're more describing the Friday the 13th game, but some of the elements you said are in Dead by Daylight. But Dead by Daylight is different, chapters that have different horror themes to them. Some of them are original to Dead by Daylight, and other ones are based on like there's a Stranger Things one now.
Huh.
So,
But it's one person against many.
I haven't played it. I don't know what it is. I don't think that's the case. No.
Is that the one that the symbol for it is like hash marks, like a 5?
Yes, you are correct. Sayonara Wild Hearts. Amnesia Collection. Angry Bunny's Colossal Carrot Crusade. Arcade Archives Track and Field. Contra Rogue Core comes out on September 24th. Death State Abyssal Edition. Devil May Cry 2. Flying Girl Striker. Galazzo. Grid Autosport. Hidden. Inferno 2. Island Maze, Lego Jurassic World, Lost Castle, Neon Drive, Newt 1, Niflheim, Oliver's Adventures in Fairyland, One Way Ticket, Overland, Paper Dolls Original, Police
What's that
Stories, Puzzle Quest, The Legend Returns.
Oh, I'm not allowed to ask.
I thought you were asking me what Overland was about again.
No, paper dolls.
Look
Original.
it up. The last one had a whole description. Rebel Cops, Scheming Through the Zombie Apocalypse, The Beginning. Soul
That
Knight.
just sounds funny to me.
Space War Arena got a demo. Spellworm. Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast comes out on the 24th. Oh, how do you say this name? You say it.
Ooh. Tidwag ver Niemand.
I mean, that's what it looks like. Yeah.
Tidwag ver Niemand.
What language is that?
Oh no.
Nikki Hill.
Yellowfin is available and has a demo, and there's also Zenith. And then on the 3DS is let me try this again. Mountain Peak Battle Mess, whatever that means, and Shakedown Hawaii.
Got all this battle mess around here.
So there you go. A whole bunch of stuff. Obviously, the one everybody's looking at here is Link's Awakening. Steel Diver says, excited for Jedi Knight 2, but pissed there is no physical release. They should port Shadows of the Empire next.
Oh yeah, so regarding Zenith,
Yes.
as far as I can tell from Wikipedia, they're still in business.
Wow, really?
Yeah, well, they're owned by LG Electronics.
It's because, you know.
Yeah, it looks like they're not doing so hot.
What? So yeah, a whole bunch of stuff coming out. There's, I mean, every week is full of tons and tons of stuff. Roth is hoping that they redo Shadows of the Damned for
it's another
Switch. That'd be
game
nice,
that
but
I haven't played that I won't ever.
Shadows of the Damned.
Yeah.
Suda51 might be happy about that because he has famously said since that was a very uncomfortable situation for him to make because the partnership was EA was publishing it, and he said they came in and tried to ruin or he basically the game that we got is so far different from what he wanted to do.
But
They destroyed his vision.
he dislikes it so much that he uses that character in a different game. That doesn't make sense to me.
What are you talking about?
No More Heroes. Or sorry, Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. That character is in that game.
What character?
The character from Shadows of the Damned.
The main
There's a
character?
boss fight in the game. Of
Is
No
this
More.
true?
Are you
gonna
kidding
ask
me?
I was going to ask you.
No, I'm not kidding
Where
you.
are you? What is your business? Like, what do you do?
You're
for,
asking me
like-
who Cappy is, and you're like offended that I'm asking you that. You're asking me about a
Is there
side
not?
character.
Is
in-
there not one of the enemies that you have to fight in Travis Strikes Again? Is that guy with the skull in the bird's cage? It was your desktop image. That character, that storyline or whatever, that comes from Shadows of the Damned.
I'm going to be completely honest. For some reason, I thought you were talking about the second No More Heroes game. I'm being honest. I don't know why I thought that. But yeah.
So can you say that I'm right for once?
You're right, yeah.
Okay.
For once, yeah.
Now let's question it.
Yeah, honestly,
I'm
for
not
some
proud
reason
of that
I was
game, but I'm still going to use that.
I was thinking
character
of
and all.
Desperate Struggle. I don't know why.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't remember that one.
Desperate the second game, you don't remember?
I don't remember.
You play
Desperate
Shinobu.
Struggle. Not all the time, do you?
I didn't say that.
No, but do you have to play it? You have to play as her at some point.
Yeah,
right?
I think at some
For one
point you
level,
have to
yeah.
switch over to her, yeah.
It was like the worst part of the game.
And there's a whole big thing about how like you can end up seeing her naked, and it was like a big
You
deal. And there
almost
was
see her
no,
naked.
no, you could through a glitch.
Because
I didn't
you
know about
saved
that.
by her taking a shower, right?
And on an unrelated note, I have to go home now.
Or maybe so Travis saves by pooping and Shinobu saves by peeing in the shower. Was she in the shower to save?
I believe so.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So she's
that's
probably peeing in the shower.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't remember the
I
specifics.
think that's all girls do. Like, we don't know that women go to the bathroom
Malak
because they
says-
always do it in the shower.
Malik Halo says pooping in the shower. Yeah. Everybody poops in the
Do
shower.
we all know what that's called?
Pooping in the shower?
Waffle stomping?
Ew.
Oh,
I've
gross.
never heard
For the
that
record, I neither pee nor poop in the shower.
in general. Just never do it.
I do both, just not in the shower.
I do both.
I am a demon.
Luigi's Mansion 3 is getting some paid DLC,
Oh,
but
I
it's
wanted
for
to
the
say
supplemental modes. So the paid DLC is going to be for the Scream Park and Scare Scraper multiplayer modes. So not main storyline content, which is what I think most people would A, want to see, and B, also be upset about. So we don't know the details on what this DLC is going to be yet, just the modes that it applies to. Nintendo will obviously release that at a later date. Steel Diver says, ugh, I remember when Nintendo didn't do this crap. Well, yeah, like I said, let's see what it is first. Plus, on top of that, it's just the supplemental mode. It's the multiplayer stuff. It's not the main story. Now, if they put out storyline DLC that is paid, I understand people being more upset about that, yes, but it wouldn't be unprecedented for Nintendo, but it certainly would be annoying.
The game is not fun.
Reggie, that is all you have to say
That's
today,
another
minus what's wrong with you.
It's another game I'm gonna
My body is ready.
probably buy and not play. You know, I didn't buy though the Yoshi game.
Yoshi's
Crafted World.
Crafted
I'm going to
World.
say almost all of them you haven't bought.
That is
It's a fair assessment.
No, I buy a lot of things that just sit on the shelf
All right, what do you want, an award?
or on a digital.
They're on your shelf. Those are the awards.
I mean, I would love to get something for all these things I'm spending money for and not enjoying.
you would play them. You'll get some.
Yeah, you should
When?
win things by playing.
When should I play?
Don't play Toon Blast.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, you'd probably like free up some time if you stop playing Toon Blast.
So this is a really interesting story, and we knew some of it a while ago, but now we know supposedly inside information, and it comes from She Says, who does the YouTube show Boundary Break, who I actually know and talk to. Very trustworthy, certainly on the up and up. So I'd consider this stuff, even though not confirmed by Nintendo, I'd consider this stuff to be true. So back with Punch Out on the Wii, there was an Easter egg where during like the Jesus Christ, I was going to say halftime, but that's not what you do in boxing. During like the in-between round, I don't know, break. I don't know what you call
I
it.
don't know what it's called.
During the
either.
rest period.
the part where the lady in the bikini walks by with the giant card.
During that time, you get little story snippets where like the fighter you're taking on has something to say, and then you jump back into the fight. And I believe it's Piston Hondo. That's what he's called in this game, Piston Hondo.
Piston Hurricane.
Or what is whoever he is. He's sitting in the corner and he's reading a manga. And you can barely see what he's reading if you're playing the game regularly. But She Says his show, Boundary Break, specifically goes into games and creates cameras to look at things you wouldn't normally see during gameplay. So he swung the camera around to see what was being read, and it was a Sailor Moon comic. And it turns out it was actual scans of a Sailor Moon comic. Now,
Wait, like reading over his shoulder?
what? Yeah, what?
Just keep talking.
So like it's actually there. It's not just zooming in on the cover of what he's reading. They turned around, they came around and looked at what he was reading exactly.
Yeah.
That's a lot of detail. The only way to see that
Yes, the only way to see that is with creating
to mod it. And,
yeah.
And that's crazy.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yes, they they did that.
I find that fascinating. You guys are like, yeah, whatever happens.
No, it is. I just mean I explained the whole thing, and then you asked me like I didn't just explain
For
it.
clarification, to
Yes.
to elaborate a little
Content
bit.
again. Boundary Break. The whole point of Boundary Break is to take the camera in places where it doesn't normally go. So you see content in games that you are never meant to see, and sometimes there are Easter eggs hidden there. Yes.
Right. That's crazy.
Okay, you should watch the show. It's really good.
Don't have time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Relic Halo wants an I'm impressed.
Wow, I am impressed.
So it was actual Sailor Moon scans. Someone at Next Level Games, or a couple people at Next Level Games, thought this would be a fun little Easter egg that people would, never see, but or maybe, a little tiny corner of it, but would not be able to see what it is. Blah, 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 blah. Word spread around. And apparently Nintendo caught wind of it. And Nintendo was like, well, this is really bad because they were very close to launching the game. And Nintendo's like, you can't do this. This is licensed material. Like,
Oh, they didn't get the license.
yeah, there was just an Easter egg that they put in there, and rather than like drawing their own version of Sailor Moon or like some kind of parody of it, they used actual
Ooh.
scans. So because they were so close to launch, what Nintendo had to do is get in touch with Bandai Namco, who had the rights for Sailor Moon, or Bandai in general, I should say, and was like, hey, these guys did this. We're sorry. Can we get the license? So they had to pay Bandai a certain amount of money to get the license to use this in the game to cover their butts.
Yeah, I mean, at least they were willing to give it to
Yeah,
them. Like,
well, Bandai Namco, but Bandai in general has a good relationship with Nintendo. So
because I mean, they could have said no, and then they probably would have had to destroy all the physical copies.
yeah, and Nintendo had said to them, "We're going to remove it from all future copies of the game. Just launches here, and we've already got some printed." So then it also turns out that some people at Next Level Games were fired because even if people aren't going to see it, because someone may see it someday, which is exactly what happened. So.
You know what I would have said if I was them? I would have been like, you could have paid me a couple $1 million and I would have taken it out. Fix the problem for you. It was already printed and it was going to be sold. Yeah,
it wasn't.
I heard most of the story.
Would that be your response to Nintendo? Yeah, it's already
So that
printed.
happened back then,
Whatever.
but now somebody just recently
This was Punch Out on the Wii, Kirby Volt, and thanks for joining us.
just found it in the game.
No,
Oh.
it's almost like you didn't listen to the whole story. We've known about this for a while.
So we're talking about it now. Why? Why is this new
because
news?
the new information is the turmoil it caused, the firings it caused,
not
and the
new
millions of dollars
information.
spent.
It
new
happened
to us.
years ago.
It's new to us.
It's new to you.
It's new to everybody. Did you know
You can play
Mario's
Tetris online for free.
you know Mario's hat in Odyssey is called Cappy?
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see
Short for capybara. Roth says, oof, I remember watching that Boundary Break episode when it was posted on GoNintendo, but man, if the license costs that much, then they might as well just made the book cover visibly clear that it's Sailor Moon, and maybe even have the Sailor Senshi scouts visible in the audience hanging out with Donkey Kong. Yeah, I mean,
not read the story. The game was already made and getting ready to be put on shelves.
yeah.
They weren't going to go back in and change all
what
the
they're
discs
saying,
that were already
a
made.
change had to be made for the ones that were printed. So why not, since you paid for the license, just let everybody see it? Nintendo took the path of hiding it.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I say?
Well, actually, Nintendo didn't take
So
the
wait,
path of
did
hiding
that-
it. They took the path of just paying the money and leaving everything.
Did
as
that
is.
contribute to the game losing money, or did they still make money on it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why not?
Because we don't know the exact amount Nintendo spent. We don't know how much
You
the
just
game
said
costs
millions.
to develop. We don't know how much the game made at retail. So I don't
I
know.
thought you ran a news site. Then.
Right.
Get these figures, damn it. Anyway,
Not
moving
much
on.
investigational and journalism here.
You want me to figure out how much they spent altogether?
Start
And it's
asking the hard-hitting questions.
Go to the source.
You know?
Hey, Mr. Nintendo. Yeah, BagelNet says Nikki Hill is my favorite anime character. Acronado, thanks for joining us. Yes, Acronado says just call up John Nintendo. John, I got a question for you. Nintendo, what are we doing here? Okay,
Or Frank Nintendo.
Frank Nintendo, yes.
That's my head.
The Switch Lite is out. It costs $200. It's $100 difference from the regular Switch. And according to the Wall Street Journal, Nintendo worked very hard to make that happen. They have some inside information from various sources that worked on or with Nintendo on the Switch Lite. And they say that Nintendo took an aggressive approach when sourcing parts for the Switch Lite. And one executive said that they had a months-long conversation with Nintendo over the price of one of the key components in the Switch Lite. And Nintendo also went after a new battery supplier in the hopes of lowering costs due to competition. So they had the company that they were working with, and then they reached out to another company and been like, "Hey, what do you guys? What can you give us the battery for?" And Nintendo went back to the other company they originally worked with, and they were like, "So and so, I'll do it for this much. What do you do it for?" So they had them in a little bit of a bidding war. Hi, Cosmic Challenge. Thanks for coming back. I know the YouTube scenario gave us a real hiccup there, and I apologize for that, but we seem to be good now, and I'm sure I've jinxed it. Autumnal Blaze says, if that's the case, it likely means component prices for the regular Switch haven't dropped much either, so I'm not expecting a price drop for the base model anytime soon. Yeah, I think they're going to keep it as is for the foreseeable future. Maybe end of next year, we'll get something like a price drop. But there's no reason to drop the price right now. It's selling very well.
I have a question. What's a Switch Lite? No, I'm kidding.
I would have to believe that.
Here's the thing that I wanted to ask. You just mentioned
What's
Switch
wrong with you?
Lite, and somewhere on the podcast, I think, or on your website, You posted something about the light on the home button. What does that do? Because I don't think that's the top story, and I want to know.
Well, that was weeks ago.
I just saw it recently.
And it lights up when you have like a message or something.
But it never did that before. Was it a
We knew it
software
could
update?
light up. Yeah, we just didn't know what Nintendo was holding onto it for. But in the most recent Switch firmware update, it's been activated.
That's it. It's just a message.
Yeah, what do you want it to do? It's a blinking light. Other than indicate something, what's it going to do?
Isn't that what the Wii U did? Do something.
Yeah,
new
the
with it.
slot light would fade in and out when you had
Slot
an
light?
indicator.
It wasn't a home button.
On the Wiimote
something.
there was, but I don't think it had a ring of light. No. You remember your Wii slot would fade in and out.
Oh, the Wii. Yeah, the Wii.
Let's talk
I
about
said-
that.
I said Wii U.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So you
Oh
don't
yeah, the
listen.
Wii U has a home button.
I was talking about the new Wii U Super Mario 2.
The Wii U had a blinking home button, yeah. Or a light up home button. To tell you the truth, I don't know if it was ever used. I think it was used.
They never got to
But
that.
I think it
that
was the same
firmware update. 'Cause,
thing. Yeah, right. They put that one firmly into the trash.
Wow. File
Uh,
that in the circular bin.
we're gonna do
Is that what
that.
they say?
We're gonna skip this one because I don't want to get too into the weeds with that kind of stuff. Lastly, we're gonna talk about some Celeste stuff.
I'm done.
Celeste, as of yesterday, is the number 2 game on the Switch eShop charts,
Wake me up
being
when they're
beaten
number
out
one.
only
Right.
by Link's Awakening, which is not surprising. But IGN talked to Matt Thorson, the developer, one of the creator of Celeste, to talk about the new DLC that just came out and how the game's selling and blah 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 blah. He's asked about a sequel. And he says, as for Celeste 2, we really don't want to make a sequel to this game. Maybe in the future we'll change our minds, but right now we don't know how we do a sequel justice. And besides, we're way more interested in making something new for our next release. So if you would like a Celeste 2, it seems like at the very least you're going to have to wait quite a bit of time, but it seems more likely that it's not going to happen. Also, if you're wondering how Celeste has been doing as far as sales go, Mr. Thorson says, I don't have an exact up-to-date number, but I know we're coming up on 1 million copies soon, which is unbelievable to us. So there's nearly 1 million people out there who own Celeste across all platforms. That's fantastic news. Nicholas Camp says, well-deserved, my favorite indie game of all time. I don't know if it's my favorite of all time, but it's certainly one of my favorites. And also, thank you to all the people who got in touch after last week's podcast to tell me that they're trash. Because on last week's podcast, I said, if you don't have Celeste, you're trash. So lots of people got in touch to tell me that. But they also
includes me, actually.
took pictures or screenshots of them purchasing Celeste. So you guys added to that almost million tally. And I hope you found your purchase to be worth it.
It's a shame you didn't have a click through on the site.
Yeah, I don't do those.
I know, but you are persuasive, apparently.
Well, I mean, I can't help it if I have excellent game taste. I think as far as my game taste goes, I am more easy to please than most. I will say that.
Also, doesn't hurt that your readers and listeners are yes men and just do whatever you tell them.
People.
Yes, people.
I mean, I try to speak very openly when I like a game, and I guess my honesty comes through. And then I get the kickbacks from the no, I don't do that. That's it for top stories, everybody.
Yes, folks.
Let's do what we played. Kirby, what have you been playing?
I didn't play anything this week.
Okay, excellent.
Sorry.
Nikki Hill, what have you been playing?
Some more Okami. It's actually
That
it's
sounded
funny.
like all one word.
I got
Some more Okami.
I'm
Some
gonna
more
lick a
Okami.
rat now.
Some more Okami.
I'm gonna lick a rat now.
Can you? I'm trying to talk, and you're distracting.
Oh,
me.
welcome to welcome to me during every podcast.
welcome to me.
I don't know why I
Yeah.
wouldn't
So
say my life.
from last week to this week, I only played about 2 hours of Okami, because super tired. Couldn't even play it on the car ride because I started dozing off.
It's not safe to play and drive.
It's also not
Yeah, I
safe.
wouldn't
Did you
recommend
It's
see
it.
that
also
story?
safe. It's not safe to sleep and drive while I'm trying to play Okami.
Did you see that story about the UFC guy?
No.
I think I did. That was
There's a guy who,
so
all right, it's a
ridiculous.
UFC fighter. He has a Tesla. Teslas have an autopilot mode that you can, like, it's for highways, really, where you don't have to drive, basically.
Highways and byways.
But, you know, it's not something you're going to use on regular,
It's-
like,
yeah, it's like
city streets.
cruise control, basically, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it's better than that. Like, it can handle driving on the highway just because
Apparently
it's long
not much
stretches
better,
of,
but what
Oh,
happened?
okay.
He got into
like,
an
it can
accident?
steer and
Did he
things
take
for
his-
you.
Did he go to sleep?
No, the guy,
Was he playing the Switch?
pardon my French, is an asshole. He's playing the Switch. He has it like, he has the Switch in like a mounted grip on his windshield in front of him where he should be looking to drive, and he's got like his Joy-Cons playing in front of him, so he's completely ignoring
Yeah.
the road.
What do you expect when you have self-driving cars or autopilot in a car? You
That's
expect
my
people
thing.
to not pay attention to what they're doing. I wouldn't
Cruise
call
control,
him
my good man.
I wouldn't call him a butthole.
Yeah, I would. He's an asshole. It's not a fully automated self-driving
Okay,
car.
so he did it. He did it as an.
But he
did he get
post-
into an accident?
I don't know. He posted it on Instagram too, so plenty of people are going to see that and try and do the same thing.
Yeah. People also freaking tried to drive with bandanas over their faces because of
Oh,
Bird
the
Box.
Bird Box challenge, right?
Yes,
So
but that's something. Okay,
the
Netflix-
car is not fun. The car drives itself. I'm not saying I'm going to do it because I don't even like to use cruise control.
my good man.
But
We just had that conversation today. I
Just
don't use cruise
expect-
control. I hate it.
like when you create a self-driving car, you expect people to let it drive itself. Period.
So
I
you're
don't
saying
know.
this is Elon Musk's fault? Is it?
It's not a self-driving car though. On highways, it has an automated pilot mode that can handle highway driving. Yes, but you're not going to do this on regular city
It can't-
streets. And
I don't even trust it.
yeah,
but-
that's fine. That's
but-
fine.
I mean, I've seen people in non-self-driving cars playing a guitar
Anybody else
while they drive.
picture the bread when he said that?
You just
The
said
what?
bread.
He
Can I
said
just say
non, and I was like, non. Why is he talking about?
no?
non?
You're the only person
no, I
who's
did
got
not-
a bread problem.
I wasn't thinking about a flatbread at all.
But speaking of bread, there was one day that I was driving with my carpool associate, my coworker, friend, and we were behind a bread truck, and it was a hot summer day, and you could smell the bread. It smelled like we were driving
Behind a
driving
bakery?
past a bread factory or something.
Oh wow.
You could smell it, and we drove up next to it, and it was like a Panera truck full of bread, and it was still baking. It's like crazy.
Wow.
It's a
It
crazy.
smelled amazing. But yeah,
Can you just talk about what you were playing, please?
self-driving cars, man. I don't drive. I don't play the Switch when I drive. I
Mhm.
play it when I'm sitting in the passenger seat.
Mhm.
When I'm parked alone in a
Oh, right.
parking lot.
I totally forgot how we got on the subject.
Anyway, Okami. Then I also played Toon Blast, but I deleted
Some
it
more
from my
Okami.
phone.
It's gone.
I deleted it,
Whoa.
and it also says when you delete it that it's going to delete your data, so there's no going back.
Oh man, it's over. What made
Wow.
you bow out?
I don't know. I was just walking with the dog, and I just decided I got to get rid of this, so I did.
Well, let me tell you, Sugar Blast is a great game.
Sugar Blast is
Candy,
great.
I'm thinking this new game, Candy Crush,
I've heard
into
good
it?
things. I've heard good
or
things.
that Frozen game. Get back into that one.
Yeah,
Oh, I forgot about that.
but Candy Crush has that amazing sensual announcer. That's a guy we need for a soundboard.
But
Sugar Rush.
I will tell you
tickle my balls.
that I have not.
Whoa.
What? He
That's what he
doesn't say
says.
that.
Yeah, when you get a combo.
I mean, it was an eye-opening experience.
combo.
You didn't shame me. I have enough shame for myself. But
Shame.
Shame serves no one.
Isn't
Get
it?
rid of it.
Oh wait, it's Sugar Blast, isn't it? Did I say Rush? It's Sugar Blast.
Sugar
Yep.
Blast.
And then,
But,
then there's a game in the first Wreck-It Ralph movie that's called Sugar
why
Sugar Rush.
That's why I'm saying this here. Kirby Volt said Sugar Rush, the Wreck-It Ralph game. So the name is Sugar Blast.
Sugar
Giant Reggie says,
Rush.
"Congrats, Nicky Hill,
Sugar
on beating
Rush.
the addiction.
you know,
You did it."
We're very proud of you.
I'm lucky that it was just something to delete and never go back.
Now let me introduce to you your next addiction in mobile apps: police scanners. Boy, oh boy, is that entertaining! That's serious.
I
So I
bet
heard about that guy who was
Nikki
having the
Hill
butt
would-
problems.
Is that a game?
Nikki Hill would probably get some good stuff.
I
too.
know, right?
'Cause he's like in a super populated
know.
area.
You got to do
I don't
it.
think I want to know what's going on in my area.
Is that all you played?
Yeah,
Mom,
I made people at work laugh.
Mom Brain. All right, take the floor.
Guys,
Mom Brain.
never before and probably never again will there exist a game more perfect for me than Untitled Goose Game. I no sooner turned on the game last night and I was laughing. Like I turned it on, I started playing, I was like 3 minutes in and I could not stop laughing. Okay. So first of all, the goose is fat and he waddles around. So 2 big bonuses right there.
He does have a nice saunter to him.
And he makes a little pat, 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 pat with his beautiful webbed feet. And I'm assuming it's a male goose. I think it's a male goose. If it's not, whatever.
What is a gander?
A bunch of geese.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All I know is that what's good for the goose is also good for the game.
Right.
Oh my
So-
gosh, that makes even more sense.
So
I thought the gander was the female goose. That
No.
doesn't make sense.
That's why I asked.
no.
What's good for the male
Female
goose?
goose
That
is
would
a
be
gas.
really bad. What's good for the male goose is also good for the female goose.
I mean, yeah, that's forcing.
Yeah. For the group is better, yes.
Yeah, gander. And a baby goose is a gosling. But I don't know if
Yeah.
just
Can you use it in a sentence? The goose said, "Let's take a gander at this."
oh boy. All right. So listen. I thought that I was in love with this game when before I played it, but now that I'm playing it, I'm in deep. I am in deep. I don't want to give away too much. So far, I have completed 2 challenges and I'm in the middle of a third. I became quite motion sick about 5 minutes into the game, but continued playing to the point where I had to close my eyes and I was like making that split-second decision as to whether I needed to run to the bathroom to be sick. It's that good that I am willing to feel unwell to play.
What do you think is making you feel nauseous?
I think it's so the camera I feel is like really tight in and like it like resets itself a lot and I think that just and like you can zoom out and zoom in but like I don't want to zoom out and zoom like I want to zoom out so it feels a little it's a little bit much for my but I'm so super sensitive to that stuff. I imagine I'm in the minority here. So far I've done 2 challenges and I'm in the middle of the 3rd challenge, but literally I was about to yak, so I had to stop.
How much time did you put in for 2 challenges to be completed?
I'm not sure. I can look at my Switch. So I just want to highlight 2 things. One, in the 2nd challenge, you encounter a little boy who's really afraid of you, and you have to lock him in a phone booth. And it shouldn't be so funny, but it really is. And also you have to steal his toys, and also you have to take his glasses.
Hi, Rex.
So he can't see.
Love that she gets so much pleasure out of this, stealing a little boy's glasses and taking
And he's
toys.
so afraid of you that he like runs and huddles in a corner with his back to you, and you're like, and I flap my wings just for like extra added scariness. And then in the 3rd challenge, you get like a to-do list in every little like section you're in. And one of the things on your to-do list is, I think it's dress up in a fancy bow. And on this person's property is like a decorative goose. And that decorative goose is wearing a red ribbon around its neck. So without the lady who lives there knowing, you have to yank the ribbon off the goose, the fake goose, and then move the fake goose away where no one can see it. And then you have to stand perfectly still and wait for the lady to pick the ribbon up and tie it on you. And then you wear the fancy bow. It's so...
Spoiler alert.
good. It's so good. Like it's my game. It's a game for me. It's challenging, but not too challenging. It's open ended without being like I don't even know what I'm supposed to do here. It's charming. The music is lovely. The colors are soothing. Everything about it is absolutely wonderful. The only thing I could say about it that I wish was different was that I wish I wasn't such a motion sick mod. A motion sick Marnie. That's all I have to say about Untitled Goose Game. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm
I just
also
looked.
glad you're having fun with it.
It says it's not a very long game.
No, I don't think it is. But I imagine it would still be fun to go back and play and like try to do the stuff
because
differently.
there's different ways you can do.
Yeah. You get walkie talkies.
Oh
God.
right.
It's so good. I love it.
I can't believe this was originally announced in 2017. 2 years later, here we are with this gem.
It's so good.
How much was it? $14.99.
It's
was
on
on
sale
sale,
right
yeah.
now for $15. Yeah.
I highly
Wow.
recommend.
That's tough, man. If it's really as long as I just read it is.
Well-
Destructoid says it's just about a 90-minute game. For $15?
But you play as a fat goose.
Also,
Is there-
I know after you beat the game, you get a whole new set of challenges to do
Okay.
too. So you
Is
I
there
would double it, I guess.
is there a mode? I hate talking about that. Where you launch black tar out your butt and waddle like this.
You hate talking about this. What do you mean? Like you talk about this often?
Well,
I
I
don't remember
do.
you talking
My
about this
friend and I
before.
reference it because it's such a great video, but the internet ruined it when they told us that the goose was sick or the duck was sick. I feel bad for it now.
Oh.
But it's still a hilarious strut. I'm sorry, goose.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Or goose or duck, goose, whatever you are.
Hey, Rami.
Yes, yes.
What have
What'd you
been
play?
playing?
Oh, thanks, guys. I've
Wait,
played.
do we have time or should we just get to a question?
I've played a lot. Well, that was something that I've been told a lot lately. Everybody's like, please stop saying that you don't have time. You can go
You're
as
the
long
boss.
as you want.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, but you don't want to have like a 3-hour podcast.
Well, like last
Well,
week's show was
maybe
over
they do.
2 hours, wasn't it?
It was over 2 hours and it was a good one.
Well, listen, Mikey3319 and Glitter Bubble 3 are they're not listening to us live today because they're away, but they're going to listen to us in the car on their way home,
They better.
I think tomorrow. So I think we should have a nice long show so that we can be with them on their road trip.
Today's not the day. We had the YouTube thing crap out and it's just put a damper on the beginning. Anyway, what did I play? Well, you know that I played Link's Awakening because I did the video review for that. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, did that turn out to be a nightmare. I had recorded literally every minute that I played that game. I have the entire playthrough of that game recorded on my hard drive. And I was so excited to put together the video review. So I start working on the video review. I start with plenty of time ahead. No worries about that. I record all my audio first, and then I'm going to go through and, find clips that pertain to what I'm talking about. I was like, boy, this is so great. Hi, Drake Gamer. It's like, I'm good. So I have 15 hours worth of footage to scrub through while I'm doing this, but it's coming together really great. I really liked how I was talking about things. And I get 16 minutes into the edited video. And I'm like, there was something I wanted to talk about, but I was like, oh, I don't know if I can talk about that. Let me go double check on the embargo. And I go check the embargo, and the embargo says I can talk about it. But it also said you can only have clips that were 5 minutes in length each, which I had. But then it also said on top of that, you can only have 15 minutes of footage overall. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm screwed. I don't know how I missed this. I have another 10 minutes worth of audio that I recorded for this video review. I was like, am I just going to throw trailers at the end because that's allowed? No, that ruins the whole review. And I was like, am I going to record other stuff over to try and make it fit in with the other stuff that I did, but talk about it? My monitor died. My monitor just went beep and died. I was like, are you kidding me? Is this really happening to me right now? I turned my monitor back on and it was on for like a minute and then it died again. I was like, I'm going to lose my crap, although I didn't say crap. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I have no idea what to do because I still had to write my written review, which I had plenty of time for. But now that this happened, I had no idea what to do with my video. And unfortunately, what I had to do was delete everything that I worked on and start from scratch. And I was so mad. I am still mad. And even worse, I had to do my written review and then just read that for my video review, which I just talked about how much I hate the other week. So it was a disaster. But I put it together. I got the stuff out there. It is not what I originally wanted to do, but it is what it is. And I will say this.
Let me just bring it up so I can read
Let me just bring it up so I can read it. My my impressions of Link's Awakening were liked and retweeted by Bill Trinan. Nintendo's Bill
Wow.
Trinan.
See that? If you read every one of your reviews off a page, you might be more popular.
Well, that was for the impressions, not the review. But I don't know if he did anything for the review. But yeah, you guys.
That was the impressions.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow, I am impressed.
I didn't know what you were getting at.
it took me a while.
So
We just locked eyes for a minute.
thank you for reading the review and watching the video and all that stuff. I appreciate it. It was just such a nightmare situation. I was so looking forward to that review too because I had, like I said, all the footage, so I had perfect stuff to pull from. And
Here's a question.
I see people in the chat saying it's funny that there's embargo restrictions like that on a game that's 26 years old. Yes, I agree. But it is what it is. Gotta follow the rules.
Here's a question.
Here's an answer.
If this is for the readers or listeners, I guess, if you read the review, did you watch the video? Or if you watched the video, did you read the review since he just read it off a page?
I would imagine.
I'm not asking you.
I would imagine most people wouldn't do both. No, I mean unless they really want to
That's
see
why
gameplay
I'm curious
footage.
to know what people say. Where did you get the
Autumnal
gameplay
Blake
footage?
says
You don't record it. Oh, you record it because it's a Switch. Never mind. Thinking handheld. You don't have to wait.
I said twice that
You
I
know what I was
recorded
doing?
my whole playthrough.
You tell me to go in the Discord, so I'm reading the Discord stuff. I can't listen to you and read this at the same time.
I have.
I'm trying to make you happy.
Daddy.
I work so hard to make you happy.
I recorded every single minute of footage. I have it all. I've seen everything. So I played that. You can check out my thoughts on that in the review or the video review or the impressions that I did. Also, I could talk about anything now. So if you have any questions, go ahead and ask because I'm not under embargo anymore. And I will tell you, holy bajolies, the end, man.
What is a bajoli?
Man, really made me tear up. I lost it. At the end, and I've played this game before, but they just do it in a different light this time.
See, no spoilers. Please.
So good. No, I'm not going to spoil it. No,
for a reason.
but
Autumnal
let me
Blake
just say
says,
this. Let me just say this. When Link and Ganon kiss at the end, man, it looks better than ever.
Autumnal Blake did both.
I just wonder what.
I know. I
Ganon's up
said
to.
that on this podcast.
Blunners watched the video. The Owl Wolf watched the video. Giant Reggie said, "Bill."
Thanks. We already talked about this.
Oh, you said all those?
No, I didn't say all of them, but I did say Autumnal Blake, the first one. And that's it. Anyway, so I played Link's Awakening. Also, I played Celeste because the 9th chapter free DLC is out. Oh, man. It's hard. First off, it's hard because I haven't played Celeste in a while, so getting back into it, there were mechanics that I forgot and things that I needed to relearn. But just on top of that, oh my God, it's hard. According to my playtime, it says I put in 3 hours and 15 minutes with it this week. And I feel like I'm not even halfway done. It's really challenging. Not that the rest of the game wasn't challenging, it was, but this 9th chapter is supposed to be, like a next step up. It's really good. It's just like all the other levels, so it's got great music. I love the way it looks. It's got some story elements to it. It's a ton of fun to play. It's just very like the game is like using everything you've been taught and still teaching you new things too. So it's crazy. It is one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult platformer I have ever played.
Not interested.
So, man, it's tough, but I'm sticking with it. Obviously, I'm making progress. And then I see like YouTube is recommending me, like, because I'm posting videos of people playing Celeste and I'm talking about Celeste. YouTube is recommending me videos of Celeste, and it's like Celeste Chapter 9 speedrun in a half an hour and stuff like that. And I start watching footage of only what I've done so far, and I'm like, how do people do this so quickly? Like, go through the whole thing without dying? I don't understand.
Wow, I am
I
impressed.
am impressed, fake Tom Hanks. I don't get it. But yeah, so I'm playing that. It's good stuff. Also, I'm playing Freedom Finger, which I'm allowed to talk about. Freedom Finger is a game where you fly in a spaceship that is shaped like the middle finger.
The Jersey
That's
salute.
awesome.
The Jersey salute, yes. And it flies through space and shoots enemies, but also it can make a fist and punch enemies. Also, you can grab weapons off of enemy ships and use them. So if an enemy ship has like a giant cannon on it, you can go up and grab it with your ship and pull it off the ship, and then you use it, or you can throw it back at them too. It's a really cool idea, and the whole soundtrack is set to
Remember people used to
Is
call
it
it
emo?
people used to call it like stoner rock,
Okay.
which is a little like reductive. But I watched the trailer for the game and I saw like I saw the list of artists on the soundtrack, and like Power Trip was on it, and they're like a retro thrash kind of band from
Mhm.
Texas. Ty Seagal or something. He does like a lot of like noisy garage rock and psychedelic stuff, and I was like, this is a pretty good soundtrack.
Yeah, I mean, all the music so far has that kind of vibe to it. Like, I saw the list of bands and I knew like maybe two, but that's how.
I think those were the two that stood out.
So
To me.
and the levels have a lot of musical elements to them. Like, things will happen to the beat of the song,
Oh,
or
nice.
weapons will fire at like like a big moment in a song or something. Like, so all the levels are tailored to the music, which I like too, because they're really trumpeting the music that's in this game. Also, on top of that, it has famous voice actors, both from traditional media and games. Nolan North does a voice,
Oh yeah, and
John DiMaggio
John DiMaggio's in there.
does a voice, Bender or Jake from Adventure Time. So it's got a comedic element to it, and so far the comedy is pretty good. It's not like something where I'm like slapping my leg laughing hysterically, but it's good. It'll make you laugh. So I like everything it's got going for it. It's a unique idea. It's a shmup. I like shmups. It plays well. Shoot 'em up. It's got a cool soundtrack. I like the music being tied to the levels. I really like it. I got to put more time into it, but so far so good. Very very interesting. Also, I'm playing Puzzle Quest: The Legend Returns, which I played Puzzle Quest on the DS. And now I'm playing it again on the Switch. Puzzle Quest probably is one of the. It's probably my top 10 most played DS games. Puzzle Quest. Did you play Puzzle Quest?
Yes, I did. I played.
What a good game.
Yeah, I played the first Puzzle Quest, the second Puzzle Quest, and the one that was in space.
Yes. Yeah. I couldn't remember the name of that one either when I was doing a video. Rex says he was pretty stoked to see the radio department on the soundtrack.
Oh, that's
for,
right.
Freedom Finger.
Yeah, radio department are good too.
But anyway,
Yes,
I
would like to play this game.
the Freedom Finger game.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, I'm playing Puzzle Quest.
You're interested in this?
Puzzle Quest.
I'm not gonna find it in time.
I'll wait. I'll always wait for what's his face.
I'm interested in this.
There we go. Alucard. Did you know that Alucard is Dracula backwards?
Oh, I had another moment. Oh man, I'm
very excited for this.
sorry, my live feed is open. When I was younger, I took horseback riding
When
lessons.
I was 17.
And I was telling somebody because somebody was talking about the horse that their grandfather had when they were younger, and I was like, "Oh, when I was younger, I took horseback riding lessons, and the horse, the name of my horse was Classified." And it was like, and I was today years old when I realized the humor of the horse's name being Classified, and
Oh.
everybody looked at me, and I was just like, I can't believe it took me like 30 years to realize
What were
the
you?
humor in that pun.
What made you think about it now?
I just said, were you not listening to me? You do this all the time.
Did he say? Did he say
Somebody
what?
at work was talking the horse that their grandfather had.
I swear you said that you were talking about the horse that your grandfather had.
Not my grandfather. His
Are you sure
grandfather.
it's not your
You know
grandfather?
what? I just
You
said
know I'm doing this on purpose, right?
I just talked about this. Where have you been?
Anyway, puzzle
Probably playing Toon Blast or
Puzzle-
Puzzle Nights.
Puzzle Nights, Puzzle Quest: The
Puzzle-
Legend Returns is
Puzzle
a
Quest.
remake of the original Puzzle Quest. So if you haven't played Puzzle Quest, it's so good. It's a match 3, but it's combined with RPG elements. So you level up characters, you pick a class, you battle enemies, and you have to get rid of their health by matching 3. You cast spells, whole bunch of stuff. It's really, really, really addictive. And I was saying in my video, I'm afraid people are going to look at it now and be like, oh, another match 3 mobile game. I don't want this garbage on Switch. Back when Puzzle Quest came out, that really wasn't the case. And it's not a garbage game. It's a really cool idea. It's a lot of fun. So if you have any interest in match 3 games, you should check it out. It's really cool.
Yeah, I played the hell out of the first Puzzle Quest.
Yeah, I did.
I was
My
like,
mom
wow,
did.
this is such a great idea.
Yeah, it was really, really good. I really liked it. The first one is still my favorite.
Malakalo says the horse's name was Cappy.
That's it. Yeah, that's right.
Capybara, the
I-
horse.
I'm playing things I can't talk about.
Oh,
I'm playing the new Gunvolt game, and I can't talk about that. I'm playing the new. I'm playing Ukulele and the Impossible Lair.
Is that a sequel or is that DLC? I don't remember.
It's a sequel, yeah. Brand new side scroller.
Side scroll.
I want to talk about this game so bad because of good things. I am dying
You better stop
to talk
talking
about it. That's all I'll say. Oh, I can't wait to talk to you about it. So I can't talk about that, but I can talk about. I also played Sayonara Wild Hearts, which Mom Brain will vouch that I've really been waiting for. It's a unique musical adventure. It's like what do they call it? Like a playable. It's like a playable synth pop album,
oh, all right.
futuristic pop. And it tells a story as you're going through. You play as a character who is fighting these, whatever, doesn't matter, these teams of people. But anyway, it got a really great look to it, and the soundtrack is fantastic because it's basically a playable album. And when I first started playing it, I really liked the opening level, and then the next 2 I was like, this is okay. And then right after that, the game like really kicks it up a notch, and I was like, holy moly, this is amazing. It's a lot of like you'll be driving down highways on a motorcycle, and you have to collect these heart pieces, and then there'll be like timed button presses to the beat of the song, and nothing too overcomplicated as far as what you have to do, although there is challenge because they ask you to do a lot of it during a song. But it's just really cinematic. It's beautiful to look at. It's really cool. It's really, really, really cool. If you're into music games, you should definitely check that one out. Also, which we didn't talk about last week, and I don't know if you're playing it. I don't remember. Blasphemous?
I just purchased it this morning when I purchased Untitled Goose.
I've been forgetting to talk about it, and not because I don't enjoy it, just because so much has been going on. Blasphemous.
You can't talk about it because of religious reasons.
Blasphemous is crazy in the best way. So it's a Metroidvania, But
I'm
it's
going to tell you though, if it's so hard that I can't play and I get no pleasure out of it, I'm going to be very upset with you.
why I didn't tell you to buy it.
You recommend it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get
So it's a
kickbacks. You get all these
Metroidvania. It's the
kickbacks.
hardest game I ever played. But yeah, it's
Remember when I played that other game and I
hugely-
was like feeling real good about myself? I was like, "Oh, I did it," and you guys were like, "Yeah, you beat it on wimp level."
what was that?
Blood.
Babysitting.
Bloodstained. But what was it?
I forget the subtitle.
Bloodstained in the version
Yeah,
I
what is
played
the
was
subtitle of
hard.
that?
You know, game that's so easy.
Circle
that
of the
Nicky
Moon.
Oaken you can get through.
I want to say circles in there. Circle of the ritual.
Circle gets the square.
Circle of the dot. Don't remember.
Circle gets the square.
Curse of the Moon.
That's
Malakalo
it.
says
That's
thank
it.
you.
Thank you, Malakalo. Bloodstained. Circle gets the square. Oh man, listen, if it's a game show pun, I'm all over it. Anyway, Blasphemous, Metroidvania, super, super, super religious, very gruesome religious. Like, you know,
Well, it
Like the
sounds
real
more like
one.
it's anti-religious in the way you described it.
it's not. It's just the story is very steeped in religion, and it shows the more like gruesome elements of
Okay.
it.
Is it specifically like Christian?
No, it pulls from all different areas. It's kind of doing its own
Right.
thing. There's certainly some things that you're like, okay, that's pulled from this religion, that's from this religion, but it's kind of doing its own thing. I don't want to say it strictly follows the rules of any one particular religion. There might be some that have more influence than others, and I'm not well versed enough in religions to know. But it is, man. Oh, you know how people often say like the Bible has some very violent passages in
Oh,
it.
sure.
That's what this game is like, basically. Like when you kill enemies, it's very violent. Like they're like guts spill out, or like they explode in blood, or
Well, in the
you like
trailer,
feed your
there's one-
sword blood, your mask, you cry blood out of your mask. Like it's crazy,
Just
It's
like in the Bible.
crazy. And you know, there's like people on pyres all over the place, like twitching, and you know what it kind of reminds me of? The gruesomeness. Take like Splatterhouse, the
Mhm.
game, and dial it up to like 10. That's the kind of vibe I get from it, where it's like
Nice.
the difference here is like Splatterhouse. I understand it was supposed to be like a horror game, but Splatterhouse was using the violence to like attract in people and like make them be like, I can't believe the game's doing this. Whereas in Blasphemous, it's specifically tied into what's going on in the story, but it is also playing up the violent aspect just for the sake of violence. Because it's going for a very specific tone, but it plays well. It's a lot of fun. If you like Metroidvanias, I don't know why you wouldn't like this one, but boy, I'm sure it's going to make some people mad with how it, approaches religion. But it's really interesting and it's very well made. I'm greatly enjoying it. It's just, it is gruesome.
Metroidvania.
What does this mean?
It means it's in the same vein as Metroid games.
That's right.
The same vein, yeah.
Yeah, the same vein. Yeah. What vein is that? Is it in the Mario vein? No, it's the Metroid vein. Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
So I'm playing Okami.
Yeah, we talked about you already.
Would you consider that Metroidvania or just like Zeldavania?
I'd consider it more Zelda.
Right.
Zelda.
Yeah, I mean there
But
is.
even Zelda is kind of like that, where you have to like, not always though, I guess, right? They're a little bit more.
I mean,
limited.
Zelda games have the mechanic of.
Like there's things to achieve, but they're usually just bonus.
See, I'd say like the main mechanic of a Metroidvania is you see areas or things you can't access until you upgrade your abilities.
But you need to access them at some point.
Yes.
Whereas Zelda,
So
you see things that you can get, but you could get to it later, but you don't need it.
Yeah, there are certain things where you will need something to progress. Yeah, but like, yeah, I feel like that's a core mechanic of Metroidvanias, whereas in Zelda, that's not a core mechanic. It is a part of
Yeah.
it, but a lesser
Also,
part.
yeah, and also Metroidvania games tend to be like 2D.
Yeah,
And,
when you talk about 3D Metroidvanias, you get into a weird spot. I don't know what I would consider a 3D Metroidvania.
Yeah. I don't either.
Other than like games that are clearly Metroid or Castlevania. Like I'd say Metroid Prime is a Metroidvania because
But here's the
it's
thing:
Metroid in 3D.
Yeah, it gets the line gets blurry.
I'm not
Yeah.
listening to you because I'm still thinking about my
Okay.
stuff.
Wow.
Well, at least you're honest
My
about it.
well, when I bring something up, I don't want to get shamed for it again.
Oh, you will.
Or be guilty. In Okami, whatever you say, you have powers that you need to collect. So it's like kind of like Metroid, where you start the game where all of your abilities and power-ups have spread out through the land. All of your brush techniques are spread out through the land, and you need to acquire them to continue.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of almost more like a Metroidvania game than a Zeldavania.
Well, I think the argument could be made. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Argument made yet.
There you go. So yeah, I'm playing a whole bunch of things at once. I'm also playing Contra Rogue Core, which I can't talk about.
Oh, I've heard great things about that game.
Did you? I played the demo. You should play the demo. I thought the demo was good,
The demo. You should play the demo. You should play
The
the demo.
demo?
I thought the demo was good.
Hi,
Hello, Robot
hi,
Face.
The
Robot
demo.
Face. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I played the demo, and I was
The
on
demo.
your team before. I was like, "Oh, this game does not look good." I played
The game?
the
Okay.
demo.
Well, I heard that the controls are bad. That there's like lag or something.
I never noticed anything.
Okay, never
I
mind.
played the whole demo, start to finish, which
I've
is
seen
what I can
everything.
talk about. I had no control issues. No, none.
Okay.
Zero. But yeah, you should play it. I mean, it's free. Why not? But I liked it. The demo sold me on the game.
I'm
I was like,
surprised
man.
to hear this.
Now, as I said before, is it Contra?
Not really.
That's up for debate. I don't know. I need to play more. I'll talk about that in a review.
What was the other?
Is it
Contra
a fun
they made that
game?
wasn't Contra.
Hmm.
They didn't name it Contra. It was like,
Oh yeah.
Hardcore Uprising.
yeah.
I
Mm.
played that one.
Yeah, it's up to. It's. I don't know. It's an
Oh,
interesting
okay.
conversation to have.
You see it?
I'm great. So yeah, I'll talk about that in a review. But yes, play the demo. Play the demo
All right,
because
I'll give it a shot if you recommend it.
yes, I said when I played the demo, I still don't know if I would. I don't know if it's a Contra game. Like clearly it's Contra in name, but I need to play the whole game. But I can tell you what I played, I enjoyed, I had fun with. So that matters more to me. And I don't feel like the demo is a bastardization of Contra in general. Like I'm not like I can't believe they're doing this to Contra. I'm just like, this has Contra stuff in it, but is it really Contra?
You know what I just thought too? The demo is usually in the beginning of things, right? It's a demonstration or whatever of what is to come.
It depends.
And then the demo is at the end of things when everything's done. You demolish it. It's demo. You start with a
Oh.
demo, you end with a demo. Boy, what a
But I mean,
demo.
there's also demos that are just like taken from 2/3 into the game
No,
when
no,
you
no.
have a whole...
the demonstration, the demo that you're
I
playing
gotcha.
comes before the actual game comes out.
I gotcha.
It's
okay,
a sample
yes.
of what's
A
to
demo
come.
more often than not comes out before the game is released.
Right.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you have to buy it, but I mean, if
and
you're
then
already
you
playing the
demolish things when you're done with them. Yes.
game,
I get it. All right. Story checks out. Also, I'm still not done. Apple Arcade came out this week,
yeah.
which is a $5 monthly subscription, and you get access to a whole bunch of games that are on the service. So I was like, yeah, man, sign me up because I'm going to play it on Apple TV. Unfortunately, I found out that it doesn't launch for Apple TV until the 30th, but it is on phones, so I'm playing it on phones. So I tried the new Frogger game, which is called, I don't know, Frogger something. I'm opening it up right now to tell you what it's called. It's exclusive to mobile right now. I don't know if it's going to come to anything else. It's called Frogger in Toy Town. I'm playing that, and it's made by Q Games, which is a really good company. That's the guy that's formed by Dylan Cuthbert, who made many of the Star Fox games and also made the Pixel Junk games, one of our favorites, Grimpin, whatever the real name of that game was. He made
It's
that.
just Grimpin.
So I'm playing Frogger in Toy Town, and it's fun. I mean, it's still Frogger, definitely. Like this is an example where I can say, "Yep, this is Frogger." You're running across, or whatever. In Toy Town, you're running across like a kid's room, and there's like toy cars that drive by, and you have to avoid the
Probably-
cars. But you also are
Probably
collecting
Lego
other
pieces.
little lost frogs, and you're getting power-ups that like you can throw at enemies, and you have the ability to like move more left and right than you usually do in a Frogger game. Plus, you can also hop over cars, like on top of and over cars, instead of just saying, they can still run you over if you're in front, but you can use them to jump on.
Sorry, that gift there is really for you from BagelNet.
What was it? Just
They're just pouring cereal sauce, which I think is milk.
cereal sauce
On a
on
bagel.
a bagel.
Cereal sauce.
So if you're into Frogger, it's cool. Plus, it's got a really weird, funky soundtrack, which I like a lot.
It's pretty good, Bagel.
It does have a good soundtrack.
Yes.
I enjoyed what I heard of it.
It's a weird one. And then also, I'm playing the first part of Shantae and the Seven Sirens because they put out part 1 of that on Apple Arcade. So I would imagine the whole game will launch at once on other platforms. We know it's coming to Switch, but it's coming to everything else too. I don't know. Maybe they'll release it in pieces and parts, but I hate playing it on the phone because it's a platformer.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to use virtual controls, so I'm excited to play it on Apple TV because playing it on the phone is kind of ruining it for me. But as far as Shantae goes, it's a fun game. The soundtrack's great. It feels great. It has all the stuff you want from a Shantae game, so I'm liking it. I just wish I didn't have to play it on the phone. Virtual controls for a platformer, no good.
You get out of here.
No good.
Right.
I'm not saying WayForward did a bad job. I'm just saying I don't like using a touchscreen for a fake joystick and fake buttons.
Yeah.
So.
Not a good format.
All right, I think that's all I played.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I've been thinking about that Astrovania. Astrovania says you can hook up your PS4 and Xbox controllers, but then I'm still playing on the phone.
Mm.
I mean, that would be a better solution, yes. And I have thought about doing it. But I thought I'd just hold out for the Apple TV version and hook up my controller to that. All right. Let's do some questions.
So Apple Arcade has nothing to do with the Switch or Nintendo.
No. Send your questions to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. They can be about Nintendo or video games in general or anything you want. Today's question comes from Willis. Willis says, ahoy hoy. If you were to be swallowed by Kirby, what special power would be bestowed upon the pink puffball? Please feel free to answer on behalf of podcast regulars who aren't there with you. All the best. Well, we got the regulars here today. So have we had this question before?
Maybe.
I don't think so.
What would powers be?
Crippling depression.
I would say
Aw.
going bald, but Kirby's already bald.
But he could grow out a beard and
growing
use that
beard,
as like a
growing
wig.
back hair.
Growing back hair, yes.
Scaring children.
Oh, that's a good one. Kirby would be really good at Toon Blast.
What is Toon Blast? Kirby would go through the entire game, and
Freddy
then
Fro, I have not tried that.
at the end of every level, he'd say, "What was that about? What's going on here? Let's get started."
Whatever Kirby would do in the game, or whatever, like somebody would say to Kirby, Kirby would be like,
That's
where he
you
would
know
say
what a
the
good
op-
idea
he'd be
is?
Kirby would be a contrarian. That's what Kirby would be. Yes, Joseph says Kirby would get a sailor's cap. If it were me, that's a good point. He
Kirby
would.
would update.
Kirby would sit at the computer a lot. Yeah, he would definitely do that. He'd be mad about the FedEx man. He'd oh, you know what Kirby would do? Get attacked by the cat all the time.
He
That's
would
what he'd do.
he would fall down after putting on pants.
Well, let me tell this story now. Mom Brain wanted me to tell it earlier.
Another
Thanks for the
one?
question, Willis. I didn't fall down. I almost fell down. We were at McDonald's this morning for a lovely breakfast.
Goodbye, Astrovania.
And there was something going down in the bathroom, in the
Oh,
men's
no.
bathroom.
Where?
Seriously?
Yes,
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Are you listening? I'm going to continue.
When was this?
Today.
This
Oh,
morning.
that was this morning. You were up this early? Go ahead.
I hadn't gone to bed yet.
There's a lot of weird stuff that goes on in the bathroom of that McDonald's.
Apparently. So there were guys that would walk into the bathroom and instantly walk out. And I'm like, I guess maybe like
Yeah,
all the
that's,
stalls are full or something.
that-
It's not a big bathroom.
that's what I would
Maybe
assume.
they just walked in and realized they didn't have to go.
Then this is where things get weird. A guy walked out of the bathroom, looked to his left, looked to his right, looked to his left, looked to his right, and walked back in.
Oh boy.
And at that point, I was like, Mom Brain, something's going on. Something's going on.
Somebody
Here.
flooded the toilet.
So, somebody else walked in and walked right out. So I was like, there's got to be somebody like dying in the stall. I said, there's somebody in there that I haven't seen yet. And we've been here for 15 minutes and they're in there like dying on the toilet. And I'm noticing as everybody's walking out, they are really wiping their feet on the mat in front of the door.
I like that there's a mat in front of the bathroom door.
Yeah, I'm like, man, something really bad is going on in there. So,
Don't forget the guy and his wife.
oh, I'm not gonna. There is one guy who went in, just really big guy, like tall guy. He eventually comes out.
And we could see his wife leading. We were like, there's his wife.
It looked
leading
like his
for him.
wife was on the other side of McDonald's, standing there, like annoyed, waiting for him to come out of the bathroom. The guy comes out. Mom Brain's back is to him. She can't see him. I swear to God, he takes his pants and he lifts up like the back part of his pants, like he hoists the back.
Yeah.
And
The
he
seat.
looks over to his wife and he's like, shakes his head no, like. So he must have had a real hardship in there. I don't know what happened. So after all this, I'm like, I gotta go in.
Didn't come out.
I need to go in and see what happened in there. So I go
In
in.
your Crocs, like, oh come on, man! You're not protected for this sort of thing. Like, you're not prepared.
No, Rex, there's not a glory hole at McDonald's. So I walk in, and as soon as I walk in, there's a wet floor sign.
Mhm.
And then over on the right, there's 2 more wet floor signs. And then in front of the urinal, there are 3 wet floor signs
Jesus.
because the urinal is broken, but it's also leaking. And they have a bucket underneath the urinal
That's full.
that's full. But also, people have clearly been peeing over the wet floor sign into the urinal.
That's
So
just pee on the floor at that point.
I walked in. I took 3 steps into the room, and I was like, "That is
Sniffs.
enough for me." And I turned around, and the floor is soaked. I turned around, and I almost fell. I almost slipped.
Sure.
The
cat's moving.
And I steadied myself and I left, and I was like, Mom Brain, I almost slipped in there. And I think if I did, I would have just like given up on life altogether. I would have just laid there and been like, it's over.
Did your feet get wet at all? Because you
No.
have Crocs with holes in them.
No, it wasn't like, ankle deep water. It's just like a wet floor.
Yeah, and you splash it
A
around.
river.
A river and sea.
So that's what happened at McDonald's today. There you go. So I almost fell,
So was there another?
but I didn't
person
fall
in there
because
still?
I was wearing
Oh
pants.
boy.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. If
No one in there at that time. No, I waited for everybody
which
to
which
leave.
McDonald's?
Clinton.
Oh, okay.
It was yes, sir. Yes. It was something else. We have our question from Patreon. And again, it comes from Autumnal Blake. If you're a member of the Patreon, you
So that's
can
the thing.
leave a question in the special question section.
Instead of fixing the problem, they bought more wet floor signs and they bought a floor mat for outside of the
Yep.
bathroom.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you
Autumnal,
think that floor mat was keeping water from getting into the restaurant though too?
I don't think so, no. Autumnal Blake says, I like to keep my room as cozy as I can with Christmas lights, vanilla and spice candles, lots of different lights with a soft, warm glow, blankets, and that sort of stuff. What kind of atmosphere do you like to have in your rooms of your house, and what do you use to create this effect? I feel like this is a Mom Brain question.
I mean, the sheer number of people in and out of our house prevents me from having anything too nice.
Well,
Because we're all bummed.
I mean, you could have
Not
just
everything
answered the
off the
question
wall.
instead of dragging our friends. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Before I
I-
tell you about my designs, let me tell you
Well,
how
you
my
have
friends
those-
ruin everything.
You have those lights on the wall.
I'm just saying there's a lot of people in and out.
We get it. We get that you don't like our friends. Now tell us your schemes.
I don't have
I try
any.
not to make a mess.
I'm not saying anyone specifically makes problems. I'm just saying that like I'm not gonna go out of my way
You
to
also-
have like really nice things.
Hey, Mom Brain, could
You
you
also
answer
can't-
the question?
You also can't decorate nice things because Manchel
Well,
eat
yeah,
it.
or because raw meat doesn't like nice things. Raw meat wants like.
How dare you?
Well,
He wants nerd crap everywhere.
I'm okay with nerd crap. He likes things to look like
Homemade.
high tech, and I like things not to.
Can you answer the question?
No.
No, I don't. My bed needs to be. I have to have good sheets. I have to have like comfortable, good smelling stuff around me in my bed. The that's really all I'm super
Need
particular
the old
about.
diffuser.
Is my bedroom.
Now, this is not true because you like candles and you didn't mention them
She
once.
just
Oh.
had good smells. Did she
Yeah,
not?
I like candles. I do. I like candles. I don't like
I like
anything
turtles.
that's like overly like I don't like anything too powdery or
Or White Castle
Well,
candles.
yeah.
Baby, lock the door and turn the lights down low.
The cat is laying on the soundboard.
That's a perfect. That's a perfect clip to play. Where you're talking about getting cozy.
Meow.
I wish you
Great
played
job,
that
man.
one. Good job, Mitch. Good job. You're doing it, buddy.
You know,
It's like he's trying to talk to us.
in a perfect world, we'd have like a nice, neat, cozy, mid-century modern kind of feel.
Oh, mid-century modern is so nice, but so pricey.
Yeah. Oh well.
So now we just have paintings from the thrift shop.
So we have
It's
just,
kinda like
you
that.
know, crap my parents left behind because this was their house before we bought it from them. Crap that we had in the apartment. And posters.
I don't know that I would say it's crap.
I've been in my house for 5 or 6 years, and nothing on the walls. Got plants that are dying. Blankets all over the place because Sally, my dog, loves laying on. Well, I don't know if she loves laying on blankets, but she needs to because she's such a furry beast.
Joseph says, my bedroom looks like an office with a bed in it. Probably the least welcoming bedroom ever.
Oh
Aw.
yeah, that's awful.
Rex says his living room is full of plants and a big sofa. Plants are getting so hot right now. Your brother's
I
really into plants.
Adore
I
plants.
have
but the
one
cat
plant.
eats them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to burn candles in my apartment, but I stopped because I was burning a candle once and it ended up like staining the walls with the smoke.
Aw,
Mhm.
Plus, the bats don't like them.
Bats do not like
The
candles.
bats don't like the fire or the
All right.
smoke.
You want to
How
give
close was it
Lumbre
to
that
your
cord, please?
wall?
Yes, sir.
Like all the walls, even though your candle wasn't close to it?
Hmm?
Is that how? Like just your wall got like a layer, like I don't want to say sooty layer, but like
Well, it was it's the walls are
I mean,
like
that just sounds weird.
the walls are like tilted like this in one area,
Oh.
and I had and the candle was like right at the
Oh boy.
base, and
Oh boy.
that's why it stained it.
Send your music to gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com.
Whoa.
Where?
Donald Blake.
That's a good one. gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com.
That does look cozy. I got music. You want to hear
Are we
it?
good?
You want to hear it? Oh. Is that what I sound like?
First song comes from the one and only Autumnal Blake. Someone keep score, please.
This feels like it could be a Rhythm Heaven
It's not.
or a WarioWare.
Nope.
Well,
It's
it
not
certainly
icy,
does.
is it?
Let me make it like one. Set, go. 1, 2, 3. Climb the fence. Climb that fence. Walk that bag.
This isn't a way forward game, is it?
No.
Okay.
I think this is Bloodhound game.
No.
You and me, baby. Let's go with a Sonic game.
No.
Should I not look at this anymore?
Yeah, you should not look at the chat anymore.
I don't think anybody said it.
Let me check again. You're looking right at it.
Nobody said it.
Autumnal Blake is in there. He's the one that sent it.
He knows it. So.
We don't know it. What is it?
You think Autumnal Blake's going to just admit to it? Autumnal Blake?
Did you say all dumb with them?
Autumnal Blake.
Metopia, which I believe was a wedding.
Okay, it's Konami.
It is.
Yeah, I know that drum anywhere.
Skate or die.
Nope.
Life Force.
No.
Snake's Revenge.
No.
Konami. Is it licensed?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Skate or Die. Well, I don't know who did Skate or Die. I don't remember.
been? Are you even paying attention to anything I say?
Were you playing Toon Blast or something?
Not licensed?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it does have like a
California
Ninja
Games
Turtles
too.
vibe or something.
We're doing bad today.
It's-
All right, I don't know.
It's not a Turtles game, is it?
No,
That would be
Okay.
licensed.
Oh yeah. Never mind.
Bucky O'Hare.
That's
Oh,
licensed.
that's also
I was
licensed.
gonna. I honestly was gonna guess Bucky O'Hare.
Sorry. All right, so I'll give it to you.
I really was.
I trust you. That's my fault.
You didn't. There's a Bucky O'Hare cartoon and a comic,
I
and
don't know. I never saw it. There's only room for one Bucky in my life.
I think we did a Bucky O'Hare.
I am
on
going to
Toy
count that
Hunter.
one because I was
Okay,
officially
fine,
going to guess
count
that.
one. Whatever. This one comes from Mikey3319.
You know what? Let's just count this one too.
I
We
hope
wanna
you're
do-
traveling safely and that your knee is feeling great.
Oh, I know this. What is it? Game Boy Color?
Game Boy.
Just regular Game Boy? Oh, why do I know this?
Mole Mania.
No.
Is that the game where you play as a dermatologist?
Ew.
This license?
Mighty Bomb Jack.
Oh my god. Is this Wizards and Warriors?
No.
Was there a Wizards and Warriors on Game Boy? Okay.
I'm sorry, is it licensed? No. I definitely know this.
Kid Dracula.
No. Yeah, you know that.
Franchise still around today?
Yep.
The Simpsons.
No.
Oh, it's not licensed.
Okay.
God damn it. Is it first party?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not Kirby.
No.
It's not Metroid.
No.
Oh, was it like Dr. Mario or something?
Not Pokemon.
No.
Not Zelda.
No.
Mario?
No.
Kirby?
No.
Still around today, and it's on Game Boy.
Representative there.
Donkey Kong?
Yes.
Donkey Kong Land?
Yes. Donkey Kong Land on the
Oh,
Game
that's
Boy
why I knew
from
it.
Mikey3319.
I haven't played that in so long.
Here comes one from Toad64.
Is this a Turtles game?
Yeah.
Okay,
Manhattan Project?
Yep.
All right.
another Manhattan Project song. Great soundtrack.
Great job.
Toilet's
The
backed up.
next song we have today comes from Hamster Lady. Wait, let me
Focus all
just
attacks.
check on volume here. I
You
think that
spell
should be
that? That
good.
was Taco Bell.
What? They were talking about this. They were talking about this in the chat earlier tonight.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
It's very
Steam Gardens is the level Autumn Lake says.
Pulp Fiction.
Next, please. Next, please.
I'm holding hands with the cat. All right, that was Odyssey, and that was from Hamster Lady. Did you know that in Odyssey, Mario's hat is named Cappy?
I did not.
Now you do. This one comes
Short for
from
capybara.
You know, backwards.
Jet Jaguar.
Focus all attacks.
Rabbits go home.
No,
Little King story?
no. Good guess though.
A Lake Between Worlds?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. has to be a low rule song.
It's like a Sunday night song.
Yeah, it's from A Link Between Worlds. Low rule. Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
so that was a
You'd
link
play
between
the
The opposite of
worlds,
high rule.
and that came to us from Jet Jaguar.
The opposite of Hyrule would be low chaos.
Here comes one from Reg Nilla,
That's
who wants everyone to know that this is Ramit's favorite game.
oh, high rule would mean
Low follow.
some weeaboo stuff. It's got that weeaboo feel. What system?
Switch.
Oh, is it that game with the sexy cat women?
Yes, it is.
All right. I don't remember the name.
The sexy cat women.
Isn't that what they were?
Oh no, yeah, Nekopara. I was thinking
Yep,
Senra and Kagura, but that's just sexy regular women.
Yeah.
sure is. And
Ah.
it's two cat ladies sitting in boxes looking subservient. Barf.
Meow meow. Put some fancy feast on your groin, master, and let us lick it off you. Or senpai, yeah, sorry.
Good taste. The good taste is easy to recognize, senpai.
This one comes from Nate or Die.
This one.
Wasn't on Wii.
Okay.
Yeah, it's adorable.
What is this?
Uh,
On Wii.
Smash Brothers.
Hey.
Smash Brothers.
She's not going to tell you.
Okay.
It's not.
Castlevania Judgment.
No.
Oh. Fire Emblem.
No.
Oh, that's a good guess.
I don't know. Go ahead.
It is Pandora's Tower.
Oh, yeah. I never got around to playing that.
The last song we have today,
I lost count.
I almost told you what it was, comes from Prat Trap.
I have no idea.
I don't either. What system?
Switch.
Man, I don't know. Trying to decide what vibe it has, and I can't place it at all. Franchise? The only thing I'm thinking of is Bloodstained, and it's not Bloodstained. I don't know. Go ahead.
Hollow Knight.
Oh, come on.
I didn't really get into that.
All right, that was it.
I haven't really get into
I
that.
only
One,
started
two,
that
you had
because
to keep
it's
track.
so
And you
complicated.
didn't.
You only started it? Oh, because it's so
So you
complicated.
didn't
I
get
got you.
Pan-
No,
Pandora's
I started
Tower,
it, but I
you
didn't
didn't
get
get
any farther
Hollow
because you
Knight.
had to really.
I feel like we got 6.
You did not get Metopia.
No, we didn't.
You did not get Donkey Kong.
We got Donkey Kong.
We
Oh my
got
god, I forgot one.
it. Oh,
Goodbye,
Oh,
everybody.
this is great. This
Bo-
one comes
bonus
from.
question.
Sorry, everyone.
Cliffhanger. See you next
This
week.
one comes from Kitty Cat Sleepy Bean.
Meow. Moon. Metroid Prime.
The Swapper, or
Oh,
what's it called?
Swapper is the right answer. What system is this?
I think Switch, but let me just double check.
Electroplankton.
I got no idea at all.
My friend Pedro. Something.
I like it.
What's that other game? That samurai game that you have?
Muramasa.
Yeah, it's Switch.
Neo Samurai or something? What was that called?
I don't know. Go ahead.
Baba is you.
Oh, I haven't played that yet, and you definitely haven't played it.
All right,
Me
so
neither.
I think
I think we got 6.
no, because you didn't. All right, you didn't get Baba is you. You didn't get Metopia.
Oh wait, there's another one.
You got Donkey Kong or no?
Yes.
Okay, and you got Ninja Turtles and you got Bucky O'Hare. You
And Link Between Worlds.
did
And,
not get Hollow Knight, and you didn't get Pandora's Tower.
That's correct.
Are you counting these?
So we got 6.
Yeah,
So I was right.
yeah, you got 6.
I'll take it. Hooray!
I was right.